Welcome back. You're watching KTN Prime. Thank you for staying with us. We continue with our deliberations right here in studio. I'm honored to be hosting Didmus Barasa, the Member of Parliament, Kimilili constituency, David Kiplagat, Member of Parliament, Soy constituency, and James Agakuya, the Member of Parliament, Embakasi North constituency. We're just finalized matters to do with ODM from outside looking in. We just want to briefly get the take of our MPs on other issues. And I'll start with you, Kiplagat, because just today we saw IEBC launch the Enhanced Continuous Voter Registration exercise. I think they're targeting roughly, is it 2.5 million new voters by the end of this 30 days? And we've definitely seen a lot happening. I'd like your take on, number one, IEBC's preparedness, because this will play a big part in enhancing the public's trust towards the electoral body and our democratic processes. But equally, this youth vote has been debated time and time again on whether it can actually sway the 2027 general politics outcome. What's your take on that?
Okay, thank you. In terms of IEBC, they started a bit late and a bit slow in terms of the composition of the IEBC itself. You remember to get new commissioners so that they can run the IEBC. Then after that, they started doing the registration at the constituency offices, which was rather getting people to travel all the way to their constituency headquarters were a bit difficult and a bit required some few resources. But I'm happy to note that now they have started going to the various polling stations, and our youth and all those people who were not registered are coming out in large numbers. There is another deficiency they need to address. It's not only registration. There are some people who want to transfer from one polling station to another. Of course, if you look at the Gazette notice that they released, they have created also some new additional polling stations. Like I was looking at my place in Soy, they have created an additional 34 polling stations.
Okay.
And those people who are actually agitating for those polling stations need to be allowed to be able to transfer their voting from one polling station to another one. Mm-hmm. But if you look at the kit that they are working with in the polling stations currently, they are saying that for you to transfer, you still need to go to the head office, to the sub-county office for you to be able to transfer, which I find it a bit sad and a bit difficult. So we want to call upon IEBC, let them move as a package, so that those who want to transfer, they are able to transfer. Okay. Those ones who want to register as voters, they are able to register as voters. In terms of the youth, it's not the first time the youths are coming out to register as voters. Every electioneering period, they have been registering to vote. One thing that you will appreciate in Kenya is that our elections are actually regionalized, and the behavior there will be no constituency called the youth. All of them at the end of the day, when the rubber meets the road, all of them will retreat to where the regions are.
So when they say they're tribeless, partyless, it's hogwash.
Those are stories that they are just meant to entertain. But when I'm saying when the rubber meets the road, you will expect that from the North Rift, all of them will be coalescing towards a certain political framework.
So in short, you're saying youth voting patterns will conform to the traditional voting patterns we've seen in the country.
You see sometimes the way the president was saying, if you look at social media, you might think Kenya stands upside down. But at the end of the day, the ground and the machinani, when you now go and meet the real people, you'll realize that they have a different perspective. But when you see social media is currently, it has been taken over by TikTokers, social media influencers and things like that. So when you open, you get all manner of frustrations thinking that there is some part that has moved everywhere, or there is some youth that have moved to where. But I can tell you, the dynamics are still the same. The voting in Kenya, the way you know, it will still remain the same. And the outcome will still remain the same. So,
but you know, these are the same youth who disrupted this country in 2024.
Of course,
the power of a hashtag was watered down, but we came to see.
Those are the same influencer. But I'm saying now, when you retreat and the rubber meets the road and everybody now retreats to their place and all the things. By the way, you know these youths, they live in our houses. You know we are parents. And looking at the panel, looking at this panel, everybody is in that age where they have youths, and we talk to them. And at the end of the day, before the final voting in August, everybody will have been aligned.
Interesting.
To reason like any other Kenyan who is supposed to be aligned. So, if anybody is, I know the united opposition are really banking on. But on that youthful vote, but it will dissipate, I can tell you. It will dissipate. And,
so enough numbers, even without this youth. But who are majority in this population?
But just, the most important is that let everyone, including our youth, register and vote, because that is what the constitution and the power that is given to the people for them to be able to exercise their sovereign power by giving it indirectly to a leader of their choice. So that's a cardinal duty. That is undeniable. But in terms of a certain wing behaving that there is youths who are tribeless, they want less, everything less, they'll find out that even what they wanted to get, they will be less.
Interesting. I didn't know that parents actually influence the voting patterns in their own households. As you come in, Gakuya, and perhaps reflect on that, there's been comments going round about family issues, since we're talking about parents, and the president has been categorical that your close ally, Rigathi Gachagua, has been disinheriting widows. What do you have to say to that? Because politics at the end of the day is about optics, and it's quite emotional. Such statements can actually hit home, especially a couple of months to the general election.
Rogers, what I would like to say on the onset is that the departure of Gachagua's brother is far above 5 years and above. Anywhere in a country where there is procedure of making a claim, and for more than 5 years we have not had any single family member complaining either in court or anywhere in the corridors of this country, matters to do with disinherit. And I would like to be very categorical here and say, it is very bitter if we are going to turn our politics to personalize them, even to a manner that you want to describe the properties of a particular family. I don't know what interest does the head of state has with the family. And if we saw things that actually there is any single family member who was shortchanged, in fact, it's a high time, because surely he's the head of state. If anybody has made a complaint to him, he should be very clear. And let me tell you, the right way to do is to direct such a complainant to the authorities that are concerned, because that we have judicial processes. Courts are there to defend such justifications or such injustices. And it is wrong if we are going to make our politics murky so that we want to tarnish somebody's name. If Gachagua bought the properties from the family, what was wrong with that? Because who has said that the family is complaining? I heard the head of state saying that actually there's a hotel in Mombasa and another one in Nairobi, now owned by Gachagua. Does he know what the will was talking about? Because if the will had any injustices, the first thing, the first charge was the family to take that will to court. And if the will was not charged, who is this today to tell us otherwise? That we have not had for the last over 5 good years. It is wrong, and it is important to know that Gachagua was his heir at a particular time. If he knew that Gachagua had all these debts, How did he appointed such a deputy president that was of that caliber?
Okay.
It is wrong.
Okay.
It's wrong.
Right.
And I would like to say
Yeah.
it is wrong. And this matter is not a simple matter, because we need to hear this matter from the family itself, but not a third party. And it is wrong, because even personally I have a family, and I know how bitter this can be, even to myself. So it is wrong. People does not know the grassroots or the foundations, how Gachagua owned this property. And if you want to know how he owned, just make an inquest from the family, they will come out.
Interesting. Personalization of politics is quite unfortunate. We should be talking about development, but this is the current political fodder. In a minute or so, what do you make of it?
I think before I come to that, I will give my Honorable Gachagua some time to cool down.
Gakuya,
and
yes.
Make a small statement about IEBC. I think I have a different view that as much as they are focusing on new voter registration, they should focus on how to get Kenyans to go to vote. You remember we have 15 million, excess of 15 million Kenyans who are eligible voters, who are actually on the IEBC database as voters. But when it comes to the actual day of voting, the turnout is very low. So they also need to address what are some of the issues that make Kenyans know to come out to vote. Then number two, which is also very important, the hotly contested seat is usually that of the presidency. I think as a country, IEBC should be able to bring, to amend their regulations to allow an individual who want to participate in a presidential vote to vote for a president of their choice from anywhere within the country. The reason why you allow diaspora to vote for a president and not the senator or the governor is because a president is voted by all Kenyans, regardless of where they come from. So we should have a scenario where a police officer manning a police station in Nyeri, while he originally votes from Bungoma, should be able to vote for president from that particular area. Anybody who's living in Nairobi and didn't have a chance to go to the village to participate in the voting, they should be able to walk into the next voting station and vote for a president, because a president is voted on by all Kenyans. Back to a question.
Briefly, sir.
I want to educate Honorable Gakuya that the widow of the late His Excellency Nderitu Gachagua has written to the President of Kenya complaining that her brother-in-law, Rigathi Gachagua, disinherited that family of very many properties. If you look at the journey that led to the death of the Honorable Nderitu Gachagua, it is a fact that Nderitu Gachagua was in ICU for quite some time. But the will that was signed, I think, a week or 2 weeks before the Nderitu Gachagua died. So you wonder how Jesus performed some miracles for the person who was in ICU to wake up and sign the will. Number two, in the whole of this country, it is only Rigathi Gachagua who was both an administrator of the will and a beneficiary. And let me ask you a very simple question. If you are a man, however much you hate your wife, and you have your children, can you deny your children to be beneficiaries of the will that you trust your brother, including the wife of your brother? These are things which we are saying they must be investigated. And I want to tell the Honorable Gakuya,
finally,
we should get politics out of this matter.
Okay.
If a family has complained that an individual disinherited them, that family lives in Kenya. And the President of the Republic of Kenya is William Samoei Ruto.
Okay.
He is free to meddle. And I want to tell you, Gakuya, because you are my friend, God forbid, in future, if you are not around, anybody trying to mess up with your family, as long as I'll be in this country, if I hold some positions, I will meddle to ensure that your children and your wife who are supporting you to look for the money that you are looking now are not disinherited because of the bad behavior of an individual.
Rogers, allow me just to make a line on that. In fact, it is long. This matter, nobody has its truth we are just suspicious that the will was tapped with or was interfered. If anybody has written to the head of state, the head of state has a duty to direct such a complainant to the procedure, and that's what we should see. But not a rhetoric in public. It is wrong. That's not the way to go. And the head of state should not go that direction.
Fair
If he knows there are facts, then he should take the facts to the judicial process where the truth can come out.
Okay, to the relevant authorities, not
Of course.
politicizing the matter.
Of course.
We had a poll as you finalize, because we'll take 30 seconds or so. Our time
And
is almost
why can't
up.
you allow me just to make a word on IBC? IBC, just a single minute.
A single word, because
Yes,
we have to hear from Kiplagat.
Yes, what I want to just sum up is by saying that we need to see a smooth transition.
Okay.
As much as 30 days has given out, we need also to see a very smooth election going forward. Because this country belongs to us. And the one who is carrying the tag of the future of this country, we have seen elections get into chaotic. And we wish that this particular IBC commission is prepared to do a very free, fair, and verifiable processes that every single Kenyan will be satisfied.
All right.
And allow our youths to have IDs, allow our youths to register as voters, and allow them to make their own decision.
Okay, fair enough. Kiplagat, we had a poll on these political alliances, whether they're about development or 2027 politics. Because you know what they say, if you're not on the table, you're part of the menu. So according to Kenyans, most think that it's all to do with 2027 politics, not about development. What would you tell the skeptical Kenyans who think it's all about the political class and not about...
Maybe before that, allow me to have a bite on these other discussions
briefly,
on,
yes.
on inheritance. It's very important that as a Kenyan, we have the head of state, and everybody can complain to the head of state. So it is not that the head of state is meddling into family affairs. This is a widow who has taken that opportunity to address the head. May I finish?
That's a critical question. He would have addressed it differently.
Don't worry. Kenyans can address their issues
Should it be taken politically?
where they want.
Okay.
So this is a matter that has been addressed with the president.
All right.
And the president, as the head of state, will look at it, and you remember also the president gets all raw intelligence. So there are also background information that the president himself will find, and he will be able to direct the relevant agencies to take action.
Okay.
So nobody is assuming that the president has a high court in State House. He will look at the file. He will look at the information that he has by virtue that of the raw intelligence he receives, and he will be able to forward all those issues to the relevant authorities to be able to investigate. The matter dies there. But what I want to say is that
so he still hasn't forwarded yet.
You see,
We're still
much
waiting.
as it's not Richard.
May I finish?
Whether he announces in funeral, in a political rally,
Yes.
or anywhere, the formula which he uses to bring these matters out, it doesn't vitiate the fact that the widow's post is inherited. And the underlying factor is return what belongs to the widow.
But he is politicizing.
So may I finish? May I finish also? May I say
Yes.
something?
Yes.
You see, the president has also been urging the leaders of opposition, let them be issue-based. You see, what they have been doing is that they have been personalizing their politics.
That he's fighting back.
And and abusing the president
for him to use.
Let him finish. Our time is up.
They have been
Finally.
abusing the president for 3 years.
Yes.
You see, sometimes in politics, it is not like I know if you are a Christian, the Bible tells you that if you are slapped on this cheek, you give the other one. But that is not in politics. Politics, if you are slapped in this cheek, you have to reply with the other one, so that it becomes equal. So The president has been urging these leaders of opposition, can you guys be issue-based? Let us go to a platform whereby we compete on issues.
Okay.
But these guys have tried all manner of things, from Kasongo, Sijui what, Kaongo, Kakitinchi, Kawat, all manner of things. But when they are only given one knockout, they cry all over, including inviting the child leaders to come and assist them to cry. What you want to tell them is that it is them who prepared the medicine. Let them swallow the medicine. I know it is as bitter as they want to, but we still urge them, if they have seen that personalizing can make them to go even offside, can they come back and let us compete on issues and the development agenda they have for Kenyans, and that is what counts. It doesn't count how much energy you use. There was another senator on the studio who said that he has lost his voice by shouting one time. It doesn't matter how much you shout one time. What counts at the end of the day, what Kenyans want to see, they want to see what do you have for them that is better than the current one. Those are the issues that needs to be compared. But you don't go up, a whole rally, you have wasted, all Kenyans have come there and then you just shout one tap. What will it assist? So we are urging the leaders of opposition, kindly, if you want us to compete in an healthy way, come for issue-based politics. But if you want to personalize, even as we can even double the personalization, and when we double the personalization, don't start crying. You also double your accusation, and we double our personalization, and we see who will carry the day. So kindly, if you can ask for timeout, we say now we are fed up with personalization. Let us go to issue-based, and that's it.
That might divide Kenyans along certain lines. It's quite
Is that not
unfortunate.
tearing the nation apart?
But they're saying you started.
No.
But also, you know.
But let me tell you, what is the business of the opposition? Yes, is to question where things are not going right.
See.
Yes, and let me tell you, democracy.
Yes.
But questioning, by the way, Chelsea, questioning is not saying that somebody has a bigger ears or he has a thin.
Yes.
But, you know.
My parting shots are simple. That in all these matters of disinheriting a widow of former governor for Nyeri, where the family is alleging that the former deputy president disinherited them of their family properties. And what I want to ask the former deputy president, if you are claiming you bought those properties, where is the agreement? Show us the bank transfer that would transfer the money to the accounts of the widow. Where was the transaction would actually take place? It's very simple. So I want him in the next 24 hours to come forward and lay and provide the agreement before Kenyans that they agreed with the family of Nderitu Gachagua that he buys the property.
Simple.
Failure to which he should return the properties back to their family. And even if he will return, I want to ask all the widows in this country
finally
to consider listening to that kind of character, because that character doesn't mean well for widows of this country and orphans of this country, and that we must move forward as a country to create a culture where the property of the deceased must be left to be shared by the family of the deceased.
Okay, there's so much speculation on that particular matter. We'll definitely get to the details, because the devil is in the detail. Hopefully we'll get more information around that push and pull in terms of the family issues and disinheritance and whatnot, because it seems to have been politicized in one way or the other and being used to settle political scores, as they say in politics. Asanteni sana, gentlemen, for your time. Our time is up. Honored to have been joined by James Gakuya, the Member of Parliament, Embakasi North Constituency, David Kiplagat, Member of Parliament, Soy Constituency, and Didmus Barasa, the Member of Parliament, Kimilili Constituency. That's how we wrap up tonight's edition of KTN Prime. Thank you so much for watching. On behalf of the entire team, we say have yourself a good night. Enjoy the rest of your viewing.